Here are the horoscopes for the week of the 6th to the 12th of October 2014. We begin with Sunday the 5th as Mercury turns retrograde. This is at the beginning degrees of Scorpio and will go back into Libra and then turn direct middle Libra and come back out into Scorpio before completing the transit. So I'll post all of those dates beneath this video. But largely what this means is things are up for revisal. So if we begin with Scorpio, then that's the deep, intimate connections we have on a soul level and with other people as well. So it's going into the deepest part of ourselves, the shadow, the subconscious, and having a good look around, seeing what our thoughts are creating, any manipulation and any behavioural disorders, and having a chance to actually be shown those. But by next weekend, when we go back into Libra, we're looking at a gentle recalibration there of any opposites or apposites, so the polarization and where we can find fusion in the middle. And we're all in the middle of some very strong Libran energy anyway, with the sun passing through that sign, so that should be a bit more familiar. But if there are any relationships out of balance, and that can be with others or with ourselves, then this is going to be the time to gently ease and find the peace and harmony and balance of that. The bigger news though this week is the full moon total eclipse in Aries. Now this eclipse is visible in Asia, Australia and USA, and the sun is in Libra with Venus, opposite the moon in Aries with Uranus. An eclipse can bring sudden change as one body comes between another two and interacts with that field. So that changes up the field for a couple of hours. We can feel a shift in the energies, and that can and will bring in sudden change. But with Uranus involved, then that sudden change can be doubled. Uranus is the planet of rebellion and change and where we're heading and what changes we need to make in order to bring in a better way of being. So there's a visionary and humanitarian and quite rebellious energy that's going to be with this full moon. So it'll be very interesting to see what changes do come up. So that's coming in Tuesday early hours into Wednesday, and it's just best during an eclipse to stop and look and listen. It's not really a time of great activity. As a backdrop to the week, we have Jupiter, Uranus and Mars all making a harmonic aspect in fire signs. This is quite expansive and magnanimous, and it should be pulling us out to our greater selves. So it's not really a feeling of contraction coming along with this retrograde or this eclipse, because the backdrop is very outward and radiant. So as long as we're true to ourselves and living authentically, then this actually looks very harmonic. At the beginning of the week, we also have a fundamentally powerful energy occurring where the Sun and Pluto make a square aspect, and this could bring things tumbling down if they're out of alignment, out of integrity. So Pluto asks us to build from a place of mastery and strength, and to actually know ourselves deep enough to know what truly matters and what we're working towards. So quite often we can get caught up in a project and work towards a goal just for the sake of productivity, or because that's what we decided to do 5 years ago. But when the Sun squares Pluto, there's an opportunity here for us to reassess the integral structure of our plans. And if any cracks do show up, then this is a good thing, because it's a time to stop and make sure that everything is in order. So not desperately negative in any way, none of these aspects are, but if we do feel a little bit put upon at the beginning of the week with a Mercury retrograde, a total eclipse and Pluto square the Sun, then just hold a kind of philosophical approach and just ask, what is it that I'm learning here? Because by the end of the week we see that grand trine come into effect, and we should feel more expanded and more powerful as a result. So those are the horoscopes for this week, and I'll see you next week. Just to let you know that on top of my online astrology course and the separate Lunar Planner module, I'm creating an astrology and tarot separate module as well. And this is aimed at astrologers who would like to learn more about the tarot and tarot readers who would like to learn more about the astrology of the tarot. So for me, these two things go hand in hand. It's a bit like the left and the right brain coming back together again, and there are many ways that you can work with both of them to improve your practice. So if you're interested in this, then please do contact me, zoehines7@gmail.com.